Hello, it's me, Richard Lewis Brown. Today's April 7th, 2021. I am trying this a third time. Listen, I seek your support to become the new Local 1000 president. Now, as you know, the ballots go out April 19th, and they have to return May 20th. So, I listen to the other candidates, and the one thing that I hear over and over and over again is, I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything that they're going to do for you in concrete details. I tell you that I'm going to reduce your dues by 50%. The other candidates tell you the policy file won't allow me to do that. They're wrong. They're wrong because they can't think outside the box. I'm the only candidate that tells you we're going to get out of politics altogether. That way we can create unity in our union by getting our non-members to come back, because our non-members will no longer have to support political speech they don't believe in. I'm the only candidate that tells you this. The only candidate. The other candidates, they basically don't tell you anything. They say they're going to fight for members. Again, I'm the only candidate, Richard Lewis Brown, that tells you I'm going to fight for everyone equally. Equally. Our contract states anybody represented by our union, if anything on the work site that they go through violates our contract, we have to represent them whether they pay money to us or not. That's the Ralph C. Dills Act. Because of that, we must allow everyone to vote on union leadership and on contract ratifications because it affects them equally. This idea that you have to pay money to have your voice heard by Local 1000, that's wrong. Again, I'm Richard Lewis Brown, and I'm the only candidate that tells you I'm going to treat everyone with equal respect, not just for the dues-paying members. I've said this over and over again. Some people can't afford to pay dues right now. Okay? Some people will not pay dues because they're not going to support political speech that violates their beliefs, their core values. I'm the only candidate that tells you we're going to reduce your dues by 50% to help you and your family immediately, to show you that I'm sincere, and we're going to create a new culture for Local 1000. I'm the only candidate that tells you we're going to stop all political spending that divides our union. And then that's going to encourage all of our non-members, and I mean this, that means a lot of white people. 90% of our non-members are white Republicans, or they belong to the Libertarian or the Green Party. I'm going to be able to encourage them, do a membership drive, and bring them back once they know that their money will no longer be used on politics. Politics has divided our nation. We're split in two. You cannot have a union and you spend money on politics and think you can unify your union when you have the largest public sector union in the state of California. It will not happen. It will not happen. And so what happens is, as long as Local 1000 continues to spend money on politics, they're basically silencing the voice of the non-member. And what they're really doing is, this is a way to silence the Republicans and the other non-Democrats in our union. That's what they're really doing. It's discrimination against white people who are Republicans. And I'm the only person, Richard Lewis Brown, that's going to tell you this. These other candidates are not going to tell you anything of value. They're going to tell you, well, we have to fight harder and we have to do this, we have to do that. Did they tell you they're going to create a strike fund and we take a strike vote and that strike vote comes back, yes, we're going on strike to get a substantial pay increase of 21% along with GO pay and COLA for everyone? Did they tell you that part? Did they tell you they're going to establish term limits for all elected positions for Local 1000 so that we can get rid of the status quo? So we can have new voices? Did they tell you they're going to make everyone a job steward so there will be no work site that has, quote, only one job steward? Did they tell you these things? Did they tell you they're going to create a transparent voting process where there will be no doubt that every election is run fairly and it has no hint of corruption? Have they told you these things? Have they told you they're going to open up all those financial records to everyone for scrutiny, not just to dues-paying members, but to all represented employees of Local 1000? Have they told you these things? Have they? No, they haven't, and they never will, because what they're seeking is to keep the status quo. What they're seeking is that self-serving, egotistical, salacious, salary stipend. That's what they're seeking. They view themselves as politicians. This current PLP, did Annika Walls and Yvonne Walker lose any of that money from their salary stipend? They did not. And MTC agreed as a team with Sophia Perkins right there to take the salary stipend. And now they're telling you they're not going to take the salary stipend. I can't make this up, people. They do all these fancy videos. They script everything they're going to say. They rehearse it. They practice it. As you can see from this morning, I lost 2 internet connections. I don't practice anything. I give it to you live because I'm telling you the truth. If you sit out this election and you don't vote, then what you're saying is you like being abused. You like being mistreated. You like losing money under a signed contract. Remember, I'm the only person that's told you, when I become the president, we will never, ever, ever, ever lose money under a signed contract ever again, whether I'm in office or any president is leading the union, any other person leading the union. We're going to create a whole new way of doing things, which means you have to address the policy file. And there's ways to address that policy file. But the other people, because Yvonne hasn't showed them how to do it, then they don't know how to do it. They're not creative enough. And they may be academically intelligent. They may have years of experience working as job stewards. But they're followers. That's what they are. They're followers. I'm a leader. Followers follow, leaders lead. Don't get confused between a leader and a follower. Everything I say, they come behind and try to say the same thing because they're following me. They won't talk about reducing the dues because they lack the courage, because they're followers. They don't know how to address the policy file. They don't know how to get around that. They don't know what it takes to have the courage of their convictions, the charisma to reduce dues to help people who are paying money to our union, Local 1000. They don't have the charisma. Again, they don't have the courage. Well, you know that because they will not debate me or even dialogue with me out in the open on Facebook, except for Robert Basie. He did one time. I'm telling you. If you want to win, if you want a real union, if you're not on the phone, if you're not emailing your coworkers, if you're not emailing up and down the state to other people in your job classification that Richard Lewis Brown is that guy, then you want to lose, and you will continue to lose. And I can guarantee you this. Let another economic crisis, a healthcare crisis, any type of weather crisis, anything that happens to the state of California, the first thing the state of California does, they come to attack your money because you have politicians leading you and they don't care about you. They'll laugh and support these politicians in the state legislature who serve term limits while they serve in unlimited terms for Local 1000. And they tell you there's nothing we can do. The politicians are our bosses. See, those are the kind of lies that have been going on in Local 1000 for years. I'm Richard Lewis Brown, and I'm here to tell you, the politicians are not your bosses. Politics does not matter. What matters is you have a 100% membership rate. What matters is you have a strike fund. What matters is you have a real leader that's going to tell these politicians where to go get lost, where to go stick it. That's what matters. If you continue to follow these politicians, you will continue to have a livable wage. You'll live day to day. You'll be crying, taking pictures, saying, "Governor, help us. Governor, help us." I'm not crying to no politician. I'm telling you this. I wasn't raised to cry. I was raised to fight. This is America. This is a capitalist society. If you're not willing to fight for what you believe in, then you'll get run over. Local 1000 has been run over and over again because they have weak-ass leadership. You have these people who tell you that they're leaders, but they're not leaders. They've never been leaders. They were never leaders in the past, and they won't lead you in the future. They will not. And that's why they refuse to talk to me out in the open. Because what you see is you hear my sincerity, you hear my intensity, you hear my intelligence. They can't handle that. because they're not real. They're not leaders. They're tricksters. And they're being led by the ultimate trickster called Yvonne Walker. I'm not afraid of Yvonne Walker. You see me call her out left and right because she's not doing what she's supposed to do. And she's discriminating against white people who are Republicans or other non-Democrats. That's called discrimination. And as a man of color, a black man in America, I'm against discrimination. So before I can ask somebody else to treat me with fairness and respect, I'm going to make sure that I'm treating you with fairness and respect, regardless of your color, regardless of your sexual orientation, regardless if you were born in America or not, and regardless if you pay money to Local 1000. As your leader, I'm going to represent you, and I'm going to stand by you. And over the course of time, when you watch my behavior and you watch my sincerity, then you'll be able to say, I'm going to start paying money to the union because Richard's that guy. Richard the Real is that guy all 7 days a week, from the beginning of time to the end of time. There's where your 2 sevens come from. That's my sincerity. And to the 4 corners of the earth, I speak with sincerity and with righteousness. To the 4 corners of the earth. And I say it 3 times. Richard Lewis Brown, Richard Lewis Brown, Richard Lewis Brown. If you're not voting for me, then you want to continue to lose in this union called Local 1000. If you're not telling your coworkers about Richard Lewis Brown, you're making a mistake. I've told people this in the past in 2015. I told them in 2018, and I'm going to tell you a 3rd time in 2021, a 3rd time. From the beginning of life starts 7 days to the end of life starts 7 days. And to the 4 corners of the earth, I'm telling you, you must elect me to be your new Local 1000 president. If you want to reduce your dues, elect Richard Lewis Brown. You want to get out of politics, elect Richard Lewis Brown. You want term limits for all elected positions for Local 1000s so everyone has a voice in our union, elect Richard Brown. If you want voting rights and job stewardship for everyone represented by Local 1000, vote for Richard Brown. If you want a clean voting process where you never have to guess if the election is being run fairly and squarely, elect Richard Lewis Brown. If you want to make sure that when you elect the VPs that they're allowed to have full-time union leave, elect Richard Lewis Brown. I guarantee you they'll have full-time union leave. By electing me, 2 things are going to happen. I'm going to complete that entire 10-point platform, or they're going to run me out of office. But don't you ever say when you elect me that I turned my back on you, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I'm from Missouri. I'm a show me type person. I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to show you how I get down and how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do everything on video. I'm going to do everything on video from day one. I'm sworn in. I'm going to do everything on video, and you're going to watch my behavior. And then you can decide if it's me, Richard Lewis Brown, that's crazy, or it's these other so-called DLC presidents and these bunk chairs and these other 3 VPs who got elected. Now you can find out who's crazy and who's not. You can find out who loves you and your family and wants to save you some money per month while still protecting you in the workplace. You're going to find out who's with you. And I can guarantee you, I put my faith on God through Jesus Christ. I can guarantee you, I'm not the one lying to you. I'm not the one that's going to hurt you. I'm not the one that's going to give up your money under a signed contract. I'll never, ever do that. I'll never give up on you. I will not do that. I'm going to stand by your side through thick and thin. We're going to get you that dignity in the workplace. We're going to have a real contract, this next contract. You know, these condescending childlike contracts that don't mean a damn to no one. They break them contracts all the time, and you know it, and I know it. Now, as I stated earlier, I'm Richard Lewis Brown. Today is April 7th. Them ballots are going out on April 19th. If you're waiting to sign up to be a member, what are you waiting on? Get up off your butt. Stop procrastinating. Stop telling me about, well, once you get elected, Richard, I'll come back. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Get up off your butt. Take charge of your life. Become a member. Vote. And if you don't want to vote for me, then don't vote for me. I'm not begging you to vote for me. What I'm begging you to do is get up off your butt and vote. That's what I'm telling you you need to do in this great country. You don't want to vote for me? Then vote for one of these other individuals. You know who's running. Yvonne Walker, Miguel Cordova, one of her sidekicks, Sophia Perkins, another sidekick, and Tony Owens, the ultimate sidekick. You could vote for one of them, or you could vote for someone who's real, that's going to give it to you straight, who's not going to lie to you, who's been giving it to you straight from the very beginning, from back in 2012. Now, that's what it is. As long as you vote, I've done my job. Now, I have to win the election. But if you think I'm going to win this election by telling you everything you want to hear, you got another thing coming. I'm going to tell you what it is, what I'm going to do, what I've put in writing with my beautiful campaign brochure that has a union label that was printed legally. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything less. I put it in writing. I'm going to stand by what I put in writing. And I hear people calling me all the time saying, Richard, what about that federal money that's coming down? I have no control over that federal money. And Gavin Newsom will control who gets what money. Should some of us get that money? In my opinion, we should have never lost any money to begin with. We should not need to get any federal money. And for those who had to continue to work because you were deemed mission essential, I hope you saved your email that stated that you were deemed mission essential so you can make your claim to that federal money that Gavin Newsom has control over if you trust Gavin Newsom, because I don't. I don't trust Gavin Newsom. If you trust any politician with the success of your life, you're making a mistake. You better use some financial discipline. You better find you a real leader. You better save your money and take care of your family and look out for you. And you better belong to a union that looks out for you. So you can have a guaranteed wage for a specified period of time without accepting abuse from bad management. That's what you better do. Now, I am not angry. I'm not upset. I'm just fine. I'm college educated. My faith is in God. I'll be just fine with the union or without the union. Believe that. When I came out west, I didn't know how I was going to make it. I didn't have any money saved up. I took a leap of faith. My faith in something I've never seen before, but yet I feel it every single day I wake up. I took a leap of faith. When they tell you I cannot accomplish anything because they don't have faith, they don't know how to take a leap of faith because they're followers. Followers have to go seek a leader. The leader inspires you. The leader is under the influence of faith. They have a special gift. Either you have that gift or you don't. I have that gift. I know I have that gift. I've always had it, and now it's coming out. Follow me. I guarantee you, you will see success beyond your wildest belief. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. Follow me, elect me. I guarantee you that 21% pay increase that you're being told is impossible to get, don't ever doubt what's possible on this earth. Never lose sight of hope. You cannot win by saying what you can't do. You must stay the course, stay steadfast, keep your faith, and keep pushing for victory. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. These other candidates are not sincere. They're not putting your interests ahead of theirs. I am. I'm going to stand by it. If anybody wants to debate me, you know how to get at me, 408-207-2339. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. Today's April 7th, 2021. Please vote for me to become the new Local 1000 president. You make it a great day in the state of California. Thank you.